boss.
Thank you very much. All right, let's move on to a segment we like to call Toob News. Stargate Universe, we said last month that we would talk about it now, premieres on Friday, October 2nd at 9 p.m. with a 2-hour premiere movie. If you're fans of the Stargate Universe, Stargate Atlantis and regular Stargate, there's a third series starting up, Stargate Universe. And the premise is a band of soldiers, scientists, and civilians are forced through a Stargate when their hidden base comes under attack. The desperate survivors emerge aboard an ancient ship called the Destiny, which is locked on an unknown course and unable to return to Earth. Faced with meeting the most basic needs of food, water, and air, the group must unlock the secrets of the ship's Stargate to survive. The danger, adventure, and hope they find on board Destiny will reveal the heroes and villains among them.
Wait a minute.
Let me guess. They're sitting there going, Destiny, Destiny, no escaping death for me.
I just have one problem with that.
What?
You did say that they were on a hidden base when they got attacked.
Yeah, so I guess it wasn't so hidden.
It wasn't so hidden.
I'm just reading the script. What can I tell you? So they have a hidden, hey, that was exactly what they gave me for the copy, so there you go. So they're on this not-so-hidden base. It gets attacked. They go through the Stargate. They end up on a ship, and now they can't go back. They're screwed.
Sounds like the Star Lost.
Ah, something like that, exactly. And speaking of Stargate, Stargate is coming to the wonderful world of comics. Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis will continue their stories in comic books. They're going to go along the same vein as they did in Buffy. They extended the series by making it a comic book. Comic Book Resources reports that each series will be published by Dynamite Entertainment and will follow up where the television series left off. So Stargate SG-1 will get season 11, and Atlantis will continue in season 6.
That's J.J. Walker's old comic book company, is it?
I believe so.
Dynamite!
Exactly. The upcoming third installment in the franchise, Stargate Universe, will also get
I
its
gotta
own
show my age.
comic series.
Just turned ancient. So
oh, well, what can I tell you?
No, you were ancient before you just turned ancient.
just
really
watch it
now.
there, boy.
So if you're a big fan of comics and you like Stargate, there's 3 Stargate comics coming your way.
Cool.
Last month we talked a little bit about Smallville, the series that would not die.
Hey,
unfortunately.
I like that show.
Well, here we go. Smallville could go on past season 9. The CW recently hinted that the upcoming 9th season for Smallville might not be the last for the popular series. Part of that new life appears to include the undead. A report on TV Squad says that the Teenager of Steel will do battle with zombies in a season 9 episode called Rabid. It's the third episode into the season, in case you're wondering. A virus that turns people into zombies attacks Metropolis, and 2 of the series' regulars become infected, according to reports. Meanwhile, the producers say the door is still open for Michael Rosenbaum to return as Lex Luthor. Smallville returns on Fridays this fall on the CW.
The only way this show could continue, in all honesty, at this point, is if they turn him into Superman.
Right.
And they move it, and they don't even call it Smallville anymore. He can't be Superboy. He's like 32.
Yeah, I know. And most of the forums they talk about, you read the blogs and the comments about the news items like this, and they say, you know, as much as we like Smallville and we enjoy the series, it's time for this series to get wrapped up and move on to something else. But we'll see. All right. NBC's Day One, the series that we talked about last month, looked pretty cool. Could be a limited series. The mid-season 2010 replacement could be a limited run rather than an ongoing regular show. And they're doing that a lot for a lot of special effects laden series. They're deciding that it's just too expensive to make it a regular ongoing series. So like Torchwood and others, they make it a limited run series. I think we're going to have to be satisfied with limited runs for sci-fi on TV in the future.
Yep.
That's one of the reasons why Primeval was canceled.
Well, I think Primeval was canceled also because it collapsed under its own economic weight.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Okay, Futurama fans, this is good news. When Futurama returns, the original voice cast will all be back.
Yeah.
Oh, it will, because they said they weren't originally.
They said they weren't.
Yep. According to Variety, the vocal talents behind Fry, Bender, and Leela, and the rest of the crew from Planet Express will all be back, lending their voices to the animated series. A new deal was reached between Katie Sagal, Maurice LaMarche, Tress MacNeille, John DiMaggio, and Billy the West, and 20th Century Fox, who produces the show. So sometime next year, new Futurama episodes with the original cast,
Yeah, I think
Awesome.
that
which is good.
Fox got the word that it wasn't going to fly without the original voices.
Right, yeah, people were complaining.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they made the deal. Heroes, a new season brings new horizons for our heroes. Season 5 is going to be called, or Volume 5, as they call it, it's called Heroes Redemption. It's going to premiere on NBC September 21st.
It'll be nice to actually watch it straight through without having to have like a 2 or 3 week or 2 month block
Yeah.
of repeats.
Yeah, we'll get straight Heroes, and then when Volume 5 finishes up, we'll get Chuck.
And I really hope this works for both seasons,
Yeah.
both shows.
It should be good. And this year's Heroes has more of a carnival type of look to it. They took a lot from that HBO series.
Which is really good.
Yeah, a lot of characters that a lot because it's not only redemption, but it's also a vengeance factor about all the heroes getting back at the government for what they did in the previous season. So that's what's coming up for Heroes. Barrowman is leaving Torchwood. Could actor John Barrowman be saying goodbye to Captain Jack Harkness? That could be the case. Da, da, da.
Well, if they do that, it's done. You
It's
can't
done.
replace
Barrowman
him.
is reportedly talking to producers of Desperate Housewives about a role on the upcoming season on ABC's hit series.
Wow.
Barrowman confirmed the report on the BBC Radio 1 last week, saying, "I'm off to Los Angeles on Sunday again. I probably shouldn't say this, but I've got a meeting with the execs of Desperate Housewives. No word yet on Barrowman's casting on the show or what kind of role it would be. If it were a regular part, this would throw a wrench into the 4th season of Torchwood."
Well, would it? I mean, Torchwood probably films at different times than Desperate Housewives.
Right.
I mean, we tend to film our series here in the late spring through the summer when the weather is good, and then they play them for the fall into the winter. And with the BBC, they'll film it at any particular time that they want,
Right.
because a lot of their things are weather-driven and stuff like that, so they can film in the middle of the winter.
Plus, with the
Over there.
BBC, you know, like this past season of Torchwood was only 5 episodes. You know,
Right.
it's basically like a mini
Children of
series.
the Earth. That was a good series.
But I haven't seen. Yeah, so no
Outstanding
spoilers.
series. Wait a minute, hang on,
Ah,
hang
what
on.
a series that was.
Hang on. Brian, plug your ears, because we are going to talk about this. It's September. I know you haven't seen it, but we've got to talk about it. So block your ears starting now. Okay. Yanto
Yep.
geeks it. I couldn't believe they killed him.
Yeah, they did. Was it the last show? Was it night number 5 that they killed him off?
I think it was night number 5 that they
Yeah.
killed him off. But I couldn't believe that Jack. I mean, it was the kind of thing. They brought out the true hero in Jack, where he had to sacrifice his own blood.
Yep.
So he actually sacrificed his own grandson to save everybody else on the planet.
Right. Well, that was kind of redemption for him, considering the fact that he had already sacrificed a whole bunch of children back in the 1960s.
Yes, it was, and he vowed he would never
Previously.
do that again.
Am I
And
spoiling it for you too?
No.
Okay.
It's already done.
All right.
You spoiled it, but that's okay.
well, I'll tell you. I mean, now you know that his relationship with his daughter is gone.
Right.
I mean, Yanto's gone. The original 2 from the first season
Yep.
died at the end of the first
Yep.
season.
So Gwen's the only one that's
Yeah.
left.
Gwen's
second
the only
season,
one
so,
left
yeah.
who's
Yeah.
there. However, I think that the other girl there, the computer expert who helped her out, the one who got charged with treason,
Right.
is now released from prison. I think she's going to take over the computer role.
Right. Okay. So they have at
Okay.
least 2. of
They
the
got
Torchwood
2,
crew.
and if they bring Martha Freema Aghavan back,
Yeah, we've been saying that before.
Martha Jones. Well,
I know
they were
what's gonna
talking about her in this one, and
Right.
they said she was on her honeymoon, which is why she wasn't available.
Right.
So that's at least 3 prospective members right there.
Yep.
Now, here's something else that we haven't considered.
What?
Doctor Who's daughter
All
could
right.
come to Earth.
So we're going to have an all-female cast of Torchwood? 'Cause
It
that's what
could
we
be
got so far.
all-female cast of Torchwood.
Oh, great. Then they're going to be picking out fashion designs and worrying. All right. Talking about men. Okay. Good.
I have no problem with 4 good-looking babes taking over Torchwood.
Yeah, I know, but it's like Torchwood Light. Give me a...
Well,
okay.
don't forget, you've got the other guy there, the other reddish blonde-haired cop who knows what's going on.
Yeah,
You've got Gwen's
you've got the
husband
husband.
who knows
He
what's
did a
going on.
good job in that series.
He did
It was
a
lot of
very
fun.
good job. He
It
was a lot of fun, and he had some stones the size of Cleveland in it.
Yep.
So, I
He
mean,
came
you've
through
got...
at the end. He was good.
And who says that Torchwood has to be kept to just 5 people? You know, you could have a cast, a giant cast who just rotates in and out,
Right.
doing different episodes.
Yeah, so it's possible. If
It's
John
very
Barrowman comes
possible.
out, we don't know, but we'll
Right.
see. This will be a lot of fun. Okay, and that's all I have for Tube News.
Right.